As a reminder, please wait for the microphones. There's one on each side of the room. This time we'll open up for questions for Carlos. I'm going to start here in the second row in the middle.
Gracias. Carlos, en el Opening Day le diste la oportunidad a José Quintana de que fuese y encabezara la rotación. En este momento le vuelves a dar la oportunidad de que lo haga en este juego número 4. ¿Cuál es tu nivel de confianza que has puesto en él y las expectativas que tienes para el juego de hoy?
Sí, obviamente plena confianza en Quintana. Cuando se tomó la decisión de que era nuestro Opening Day, significaba mucho no solamente para él, pero para nosotros. Y una temporada pues donde él se ha fajado, no ha sido fácil, altos y bajos como todo, pero ha sido uno de nuestros pilares fundamentales en la rotación. Y hoy pues una gran oportunidad de conseguir una gran victoria, pues que nos ayudaría a avanzar a la siguiente fase. Obviamente pues es un pelotero que se mantiene calmado, tiene experiencia, y de verdad que estamos confiados de que él vaya a salir al juego de hoy y hacer su trabajo.
Okay, going to go far left, Andy.
Carlos, Alonso is obviously going the opposite way with his power lately. What are you seeing the differences in his swing and the types of pitches that he's hitting and what he's doing with them than we saw for a lot of the regular season?
Yeah, I think it's the timing. That's where it starts. When he's on time, he allows him to make some better swing decisions. We saw it yesterday, not only on that homer, but the 3-2 walk, against Nola. That was a huge at-bat. So that tells you that when he's on time, he allows him to, like I said, make better swing decisions. And he's going to allow him to get the barrel on the ball. And when he does that, we know the powers. He's one of the best power hitters in the game. So, and it doesn't matter whether they pitch him. So, because he's got that ability. Yesterday, he took that ball and went the other way. And like I said, out of the bat, that ball was gone. So he's a dangerous hitter, but I think it starts with his timing.
Okay, far right over here, Bill.
What has impressed you the most about Tyrone Taylor? I know you've been playing often, and could you talk about that?
The steadiness. This guy is he's a professional. He's a ball player. It doesn't matter if he's not in the lineup for 10 days or if he's playing every day, which is the case as of late. But elite defender, not only in center, but anywhere you put him, right, left, and then elite base runner. And he's the type of player that makes winning plays and help you win a baseball game. We saw it yesterday. That ball off the wall and throws a strike to second base to cut Bond there. So, yeah, I think he's a professional. He's always ready. He knows his role. His personality is off the chart. Like, he's one of those guys that keeps those guys loose there in there too, and he's a good player.
You're going to go in the middle, Jennifer.
Yes, Carlos, this would be the first time the Mets are able to clinch a playoff series at Citi Field since it opened in 2009. What would it mean to you to be the manager to get them there?
I mean, it means a lot to all of us that we have this opportunity, but we're facing a really good team. We got to go out there and we got to execute and we got to play well. Hopefully that's the case. For me as a manager, I got to give credit to the players. I got to give credit to the coaches, to the training staff, everyone in here. Like I said, it's not about me. I got really good people here, and I think this is a product of organization doing the things the right way and having quality people here in this building. Yeah, credit to all of them.
Okay, down here in the front, Pete.
Hi, Carlos. Yesterday, Francisco Lindor said that he's not even really thinking about his back. What have you seen from him, and how much of a sigh of relief have you had that he's held up playing every day?
Yeah, I feel the same. Like, I don't have any concerns or anything like that. I feel like, yeah, he's still going to feel it at times, but that's not going to prevent him from being the type of player he is. I will continue to check with him, but we feel really good. The training staff feels really good about where he's at physically, and obviously Francisco, he's done a unbelievable job to get to this point. It wasn't easy for him at the beginning when he was feeling it big time, but credit to him, credit to the training staff, and it's a good feeling when you know you have a healthy Francisco Lindor.
Down right here, say with Ron.
How much did the arrival of Vientos and Iglesias contribute or alter or slightly modify the personality of the team?
Yeah, huge impact on our team. Vientos, after what he went through early in the year, came back, went back down, and then finally just ran away with the position and the impact. You know, this is a guy that not only hit for average, hit for power, his ability to make adjustments, the way he's playing defense at third base, and then Iglesias, you know, ball player. You know, the numbers speak for itself, but what he brings not only on the field but off the field, keeps it loose, keeps pushing guys, and the way he sees the game is unbelievable, you know, and just the communication between those guys, and like you said, those two, since they joined this team, like they've been huge for us.
What did they affect in the clubhouse? How did the clubhouse change at all?
Yeah, I think they both bring different perspectives. Iglesias is a guy that's been in this game for a long time and through ups and downs. Pretty good career, but he was out of baseball, and finally gets another opportunity, and he decides to go to AAA. You got to give him credit. Not too many people. I mean, he didn't have to do that after 10 years in the big leagues, and we're asking him to go to the minors. He did it, and then I think it was a different way for him to put everything in perspective, like I said, and don't take anything for granted. Every day at the big league level is a special day. Every time you get an opportunity to put a big league uniform on is a privilege, and I think he's brought that to the table here. Like, don't take anything for granted. And then Vientos is, you know, a kid that he had to work to get this opportunity. He earned it, and I'm just proud of both guys.
Thank you. Okay, over on the left there, Dave.
Carlos, we asked the players a lot about playoff pressure and performing under that. I was wondering how it kind of manifests itself for you. I mean, this is your first playoffs as a manager. Do you feel pressure with the decision-making process? Do you feel the adrenaline same as kind of the players do almost, just because of the stakes of what's riding on your decisions now?
I'm prepared. Coaches are prepared. Players are prepared. When you're prepared, there's a good feeling, you know. Then you got to go out there and just trust your process, trust your instincts, and then enjoy it. You have to embrace it. I'm having a really good time. And when you're prepared, it's easier to slow things down because the game will get fast. And you can get caught out on you know, the crowd and everything that goes on in the game. You know, you just, as long as you're prepared, you feel good going into. So for me, it's a privilege that I get an opportunity to manage a team in a playoff game and manage the New York Mets, manage these quality people that we have in here. And, I'm going to go back to what I was saying about Iglesias. It's a privilege that you get to put a big league uniform as a manager, in my case, and no better way to do it for the New York Mets.
Okay, I'm going to go in the middle here to Fitz.
Carlos, all these little rituals that the team has sort of developed, the starting pitchers together and the OMG sign and the playoff pumpkin, some of the good luck charms and stuff like that. I want to ask you a couple things about all that. Number one, have you ever been around a team with so many of those? Number two, like, how does that? You've talked a little bit about how you love seeing the guys, you know, having fun and the camaraderie that develops. But how does that translate to what's really important on the field? That those kind of things, you know, the group getting together for things like that.
I think it's hard to explain. We got a lot going on, you know, but we got to keep the main thing, which is you got to go out there and play baseball. You got to go out there and execute. You got to prepare. And if they continue to find ways to keep it loose, to keep it fun in the locker room, you know, I'm all up for it. But again, like, you have to prepare. You have to get ready. You have to do your homework, and then just put everything else aside. When it's time to do that, we'll do it. But when it's time to go out there and take care of business, we've done that. And the expectations are that we will continue to do so. It's fun to be a part of it. But again, our main goal and our main job is to go out there and execute and get the job done.
Mark?
Carlos, at your introductory press conference back in November, most of the questions, including from me, was about first-year manager, New York, no experience, and there hasn't been a huge track record of guys making the playoffs. Yet this year, if you include Murph, you know, with San Diego, there's 4 guys. It was the interim. But you pointed to your time with the Yankees, the 6 years being in this market, that you were ready and prepared. What was it that you learned there that got you to this point? And on top of that, seeing Aaron Judge go through his walk year as a free agent, how were you able to take some of those points during the season and help Pete Alonso through his journey this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I learned was knowing how to navigate those tough times, especially in a market like this, when it's going to get loud, there's going to be a lot of noise, and you have to protect your house. You know, you can't get caught off, and because that's what makes this city and such a special city. You know, you have to embrace it, you have to enjoy it. But I think that was one of the biggest things, going through the ups and downs and watching a lot of the guys there and how they handle it, kind of helped me prepare. You know, I'm 6 years there at the big league level, but then I'm going to go back to the minor leagues when I was with them, and I think every step along the way helped me prepare to be in this position. And then, whether it was my playing career, especially towards the end of my career, where I was pretty much a coach, and I was just observing and asking questions, and I feel like I was preparing for this position for a long time. Grateful for the opportunity, obviously, but I think every year, every situation is unique, and here we are. I knew I was ready. I'm not going to be perfect. I still got a long ways to go. I will continue to learn, and that's what makes this such a beautiful opportunity for all of us, and especially for me. But and then watching Judgy and how every individual is different, but there's a reason why they are some of the best players in the league, whether it's Judge and Pete Alonso in this case that we're talking about them. And they're really good at what they do. They're really good. They believe in themselves, and they don't let the noise affect who they are as a person and as a player. So it's been a privilege to watch those two, especially here in New York, doing it, and looking forward to continue to watch Pete doing his thing for a few weeks here and see what happens.
Okay, we're going to go far left over there. We're going to go to Howie.
Carlos, when you were on the other side of town, you obviously learned quite a bit about that fan base and that culture. And I think it's safe to say it's been decidedly different here over the last 35 years or so. So, I mean, what have you absorbed or learned, or maybe what has surprised you the most about the Met fan, the culture, the entirety of the experience of being a Met, and how could you possibly compare it?
I love it. They're intense. They live and die on every pitch, every play, every game. I think they feel it as much as we do, and they want it as much as we want it. And it's a privilege, man. It's when you watch this building the way it was not only last night but for the past month or so, and it comes from their heart. It feels like it's a family, not only inside the building but outside. Like the way Francisco Lindor calls them, Mets Nation. They're amazing. It is a privilege, man, to be able to not only manage this team but connect with the fan base, and it's hard for me to describe, but. I couldn't ask for a better fan base, to be honest with you.
Okay, going to take two more. We're going to take Disha here in the front row on the left.
Hey, Carlos, you talk about being prepared. Just when are you finding the time to do it? Like, has it involved staying at the ballpark later in the playoffs or showing up earlier?
Yeah, you create a routine, and you do it, as soon as the game's over. You start preparing and start making out your lineup and checking with trainers and things like that. You go home, maybe a little bit more film, and then you wake up the next morning and you continue to just kind of put different scenarios. Who's available for you out of the pen, who's available for them, potential pinch hit matchups. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And then once you get to the ballpark, you get with your coaches and you continue to just put yourself in different scenarios. And then again, the game is going to tell you probably different. It's never going to go perfect. So, but you do feel good when you put in the work, and you feel like you, not only myself as a manager, but your coaches and your players are prepared. And that's all you could ask for. That you're going to go to battle, and you know that the guy right next to you, the guy in front of you, behind you, they're ready, and that's a good feeling.
Okay, last one here. We take John in the second row on the left.
Carlos, ¿piensas usar a Edwin Díaz hoy temprano, si lo necesitas en el juego? Y otra cosa, le diste un turno de gran responsabilidad a José Iglesias detrás de Pía Alonso. ¿Cómo se maneja ese tipo de cosas con peloteros como Iglesias? ¿Cómo le transmite esa seguridad para que ellos puedan hacer su trabajo en el terreno con un turno de esa responsabilidad?
Sí, mira, con respecto a Edwin Díaz, él está listo para pichar en cualquier momento. Bien sea en el noveno, bien sea en la octava. El juego nos va a decir cuándo él lo vamos a necesitar. Lo importante es que viene de 2 días libres, él sí se está sintiendo muy bien y pues vamos a esperar, ojalá y tengamos la oportunidad pues de que Edwin escuchemos las trompetas el día de hoy, quiere decir que estamos en una buena posición, ¿verdad? Y con Iglesias, es un veterano, es un gran pelotero, la presión no le afecta para nada, él quiere esos grandes momentos, es un pelotero que es muy versátil, lo puedes batear de primero, lo puedes batear de segundo, lo puedes batear de quinto, su habilidad de poner la bola en juego es increíble y como te digo, yo creo que él está hecho para estos momentos y qué privilegio es para mí de poder compartir, poder tener la oportunidad de escribir su nombre en el line-up.
Carlos, thanks a lot.